In this lesson, we're going to add a chart to the document that we previously worked with. If you don't have this document open, go ahead and do that now. It's the Grade Tracking Teaching Formulas document. To create a chart, we first need to select the data that's going to be part of that chart. This column here is our label. So you should highlight from A2 down to A20. The other data we would like is in column E. Now, if I were to just go and highlight column E, I lose my highlighting from column A. So I'm going to go back, highlight column A, and this time I'm going to hold the Control key and then highlight from E2 down to E20. To insert the chart, I'm going to go up to the Insert menu. We're going to do a column chart, so click on the drop-down, and we'll select a 3D column. We'll do the first one, and notice when you hold your mouse over any of these, it pops up with a description. So the first one is a 3D clustered column. We'll do this one, and your chart appears. Now I'm going to make this chart bigger just by clicking in the corner, and that way you can see better on the screen as you watch. One thing that is a mistake that you don't want is this series. Because this isn't necessary, because there's only one series, we're going to go to Layout, and we're going to delete that. That's the legend. So we're going to say None. The other thing we're going to do is start adding some titles. We'll add a chart title by going up to Chart Title, and we'll do Above the Chart. And we'll just triple click within there. Gotta try that a couple times, and you're just going to write My Computer App Scores. The next thing we're going to do is add labels, and we'll start out with the horizontal axis, and we're going to label this Assignments. Again, triple click. And then we'll do another one for the vertical, and we're going to select Vertical Title. And we'll triple click again, and we'll call this Scores. Another thing you can do to edit this is select your chart and go to Format, and you can select individual columns. So I might click on one of these, and I could change my shape fill color. So if I wanted one of them to stand out, I could make changes that way. I can also make changes in the design mode. So under this design ribbon, you have lots of cool options. You can change maybe a black background with purple, and that's going to change everything. So notice even the one I had just changed, I'll go back to this, it changed to purple. So you'd want to make individual changes last with shape fill. A few more editing changes you might want to make would be to make some of these titles bigger. Again, if you just triple click on it, you'll see that it brings up your formatting options. So I'm going to change the size of this to 18. We'll do the same over here on Scores. We'll change that to 18. Another option that you have besides shape fill, and again that's under Format, is select one of your individual selections, and then you could pick a different color within the Shape Styles option. One more tip is that if you click off of your chart, you lose your Chart Tools ribbon. So I'm going to click off, and you'll see that that has disappeared up in this area. And now watch again up here as I click on my chart. I have those options back. So I have the design, the layout, and the format options. So if you ever lose those, it's possibly because you had clicked off of your chart. The last thing I'll show you is how you would go about printing this. One thing I want to caution you against is if you keep your chart selected and you go to Print Preview, so I'm going to go up here, so I have this, my quick access toolbar, it's just going to bring up my chart. It's not going to allow me to see any of my data. So to avoid that, I'm going to close Print Preview, and I'd need to click off of my chart, and then I would be able to, in Print Preview mode, see my data as well. However, in this case, I need to still move some things around. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to move my chart so it's below my data. And then I'm going to go to Print Preview again because I want to set this to print to one page. So in Print Preview mode, I'm going to go to my page setup options. Oops. And you can see here what I did was my chart was selected again. So let's go there 4th time. And I'm going to go to Page Setup, and under the Page tab, click on Fit Pages 1 wide by 1 tall. We'll click OK. And it's already, right now mine was set in landscape. If yours wasn't, you might want to change it. And then you can look and see how your data looks, if it's big enough, if it's visible enough. And you may want to play around. This one is actually a document that maybe we'd want to go back and change that to portrait. So I'm going to go back to Page Setup. And we'll see if that looks better, if the text looks a little bit bigger. And this one, it could be either way. It might look okay. So you can go ahead and print this. You may want to add your name if you haven't already done that. For this assignment though, just go ahead and close out a Print Preview and I'll check you off for it.